Welcome back, everyone. I just want to say thank you for all of you who have subscribed. Thank you. And thank you for those of you who have been waiting patiently for me to put out some videos. I've had a lot of trouble with figuring out my settings for OBS, and I've had computer issues, internet issues, the whole works, you name it. I had a lot of frustration with the recording software not working. First it works, then it doesn't, then something goes wrong with the computer, I get it working again, and it's just been on and off frustration, and trying to keep up with the campaigns that I'm running. I have a Wednesday group and a Sunday group, so it's trying to find time in between everything that I'm doing with the game, um, and trying to find a time to figure out the whole recording end of it all. Um, I just haven't really had the time to commit. So, the last couple of days I decided it was time to spend some time trying to knock it out one more time. And, part of the problem in the past was I would just get too frustrated, and when it wouldn't work and I couldn't figure it out, I just gave up. And so, a couple of days ago, I started working on the OBS. I reinstalled it. I watched a couple of videos, tried to tinker with the settings a little bit, and I got it to where I thought it was working. I recorded some test videos. I even uploaded them to my YouTube channel to make sure they recorded with sound, uploaded with sound, video quality was good, everything was great. And then I went to record earlier today, and I was getting a bunch of flickering. So I had no flickering in the videos over the weekend, and I did have some flickering videos in the past, which is why I never uploaded some of the sessions I did record. And so I think I got the flickering figured out, I believe, and I do plan on posting some videos. This is kind of like a test run for me. Um, Main thing is to thank those of you who have subscribed so far. I have 98 subscribers right now. 2 more subscribers will put me at 100. That's another milestone. And by the way, what you're looking at on the screen actually is our Guardians of Middle Earth Facebook page. So whenever you hear me mention that, that's this. Um, we currently have 551 members. I'm excited about that. We had a huge leap in 2018 from about, I think about 100 in at the end of 2017, roughly, and we jumped up to about 500 ish. I think, if I remember correctly, we made 500 by the end of the year. Um, just kind of some slow progress here the last couple months, but that's all right. Anyway, when you do hear me refer to the Guardians of Middle Earth Facebook page, that would be this. Anyway, I'm not really going to go into too much in this video. This is basically just me apologizing to everyone for taking so long getting videos out there. I know some of you have been waiting for combat tutorials and just overall general MERP tutorials. Uh, I'm, I will try to start jotting down whenever someone sends me any kind of message. I think most of what you've asked me for would be combat tutorials. Um, if anyone does have a specific question, another good way to do it is come right in. I've had people come from the YouTube channel and join the Facebook channel and text me personally asking me questions, and it's definitely an easier way for me to answer your questions. I maybe don't always keep up so much, or at least I haven't been keeping up so much with the YouTube. Um, not like I've had thousands and thousands of comments or anything, but I want to try to respond to everyone who has a question. Try to answer any questions that I can. I'm not really the authority on this, um, but it seems like nobody else is grabbing the reins and making videos about Middle Earth role playing. So I guess it's going to have to be me and the the group that's been playing with me for the last year. So we do plan on starting up a new campaign in a couple months. We're wrapping one up now. Probably got about 2 or 3 months left, and I've talked everyone into, well, mostly everyone anyway, I guess. I've talked them into, at least the Sunday group, talked them into starting all over with a brand new campaign. The one we're doing now is kind of fourth age, so I've had all kinds of flexibility with what I want to do. When I do run the third age campaign, which will be the next campaign, I have my own plans for that. I know I'm probably going to have somebody hit me up from time to time about maybe not being completely canon with the books. I am going to make mistakes. I'm not even going to try to pretend that I won't make mistakes. It's going to happen. But, I'm not about perfection. I'm about trying to have some fun, about trying to teach the game, the, the dynamics of the system, at least in my interpretation. Um, you are going to find various game masters that will play certain parts of the game differently than what I do. I don't think there are any two GMs in the world that are going to play this game exactly alike. Um, just don't even think that's possible. There's so much involved. There's so much to it, and on top of that, you have the whole role master system that you can use as a additional references and additional tools. So anyway, I am going to get deeper into various aspects of the game. I plan on recording as far as our next campaign, and even finishing up this last campaign. We do plan on recording sessions. I definitely want to record the new campaign, the sessions, if all these recordings work out all right. And I want to record, as far as the next campaign, everything. I want to record character creations, sit downs with the players and talking about, you know, maybe what they have in mind for backstories with their characters, you know, how they see their characters unfolding. I want to get into creating tokens, picking out avatars, or at least showing avatars. Avatars are easy. You just find a picture you like, and you just attach that to your journal, and then that's your avatar. The tokens are a little more difficult. I dropped something. I don't know where the heck it went, but probably down on the floor. Anyway, tokens are a little more difficult. I think I created a video or two on the tokens. I do want to, actually, the very next video I'm going to create or record right after this one. I just don't want to make it a part of this one, because if you're looking for that specific video, you don't want to listen to me talking and rambling on for 5 or 10 minutes. Or actually, I think in the last video I was going on and on for about 45 minutes until the cat bit my foot because she was laying under the table under my feet, and I moved my feet, and then she bit me and totally destroyed the video. I mean, not totally. I guess I could have kept on going with it, but I got to thinking that that video was really meant to be a creating a token, maybe not necessarily attaching the token to the journal. I want to do each thing step by step in small videos, um, so that if you're looking for something specific, you can find what you're looking for and be done with it. I want to record the sessions. I want to record the character creations. Some of those are already done. So when I do, it's basically going to be a sit down. It's going to be a sit down with the different players and talking about their characters and their ideas for their characters. I'm starting them out in this next campaign as level 0 characters. It's not something by the book. It really isn't. It's just something I always wanted to do. Um, as far back as I can remember, I thought it was maybe, I don't want to say strange or odd, because to me there's nothing about this game really that's strange or odd. I love this game. But it just kind of struck me funny that you start out with 10,000 experience points. I get it. I get it. You do your apprentice, you do your adolescent skill development, you do your apprentice apprenticeship skill development, and then you take off from there. But I'm actually going to do this a little bit different. I want to start out at level 0, and I want to make each player, each character earn every every bit of experience. I also, another thing I did with this last campaign that we're still working on is was extremely generous as far as experience points per session. And I will talk about experience points in the videos, but uh, I actually got this idea from another game master 2 years ago. I believe it was 2 years ago already, um, to just assign a certain amount of experience points per session that each player makes. Um, it's a lot easier that way because if you track experience points for every individual thing that each character does in each session, you can drive yourself crazy. You're gonna take a lot of time just tracking experience points. It's totally unnecessary, and it can be very unequal, very uneven. So you almost have to find ways to make sure various sessions will be keyed toward different character classes or professions. Otherwise, your warriors are going to end up just totally dominating the stage. Or if you have a mage that manages to get pretty powerful, uh, like I don't know if everybody has ever seen the meme with Gandalf telling telling everybody to run, fly, you fools, so that he can get all the experience points for killing the Balrog. But anyway, I just what I'm going to do. I was giving out about roughly 4,000 experience points per session. I'm going to actually cut that in half and give out 2,000 because the players did level up entirely too fast. Not as much of a challenge to everything they had to do, and it actually becomes more challenging for me to give them a challenge without putting a whole bunch of bad guys on the screen or coming up with something, like attacking them with a troll every single time. Um, but I want to keep it challenging. And I think starting them out at level 0 and giving them only 2,000 experience points per session, that will help with the challenge. I also did give out 7 free development points for secondary skills every time they leveled up. I will not be giving out 7. I My mindset is to give out no freebies as far as secondary skills and give each player the challenge of developing their secondary skills at a sacrifice to certain primary skills. So it's not that hard to do. I do it in a game that I play in, which we haven't played in several weeks, but I find it challenging and I find it, you know, I like it. I like to take a look at my primary skills and say, okay, if I want to develop one of these secondary skills, where am I taking that point from? And I'll get into that too in a later video, how you're going to develop your secondary skills. I don't know if I really covered all that in my character creation video in 2017, which seems to be my most popular video. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do that too. Anyway, this is just kind of like a me rambling on video, apologizing for taking so long to get something out and letting everyone know that the videos are coming unless something goes terribly wrong again, like the blue screen of death I had a couple hours ago. Um, if it keeps getting bad, I'm going out and buying a desktop again. I am definitely done with Dell. No offense to anyone out there that works for Dell. I mean, no offense, but I'm just telling you, I've had bad luck with Dell. I've had bad luck with the products. I've had bad luck with the tech support team. So, I tell you what, I'm taking recommendations for good computers. If anybody's out there, and I know a lot of you Mac users love your Macs, and I have been tempted because I don't think I ever heard anyone say anything bad about a Mac. I just don't know. I mean, I kind of get scared. I don't know what it means to switch to a whole different operating system. Maybe it's something I could get used to. I did go from Internet Explorer to Chrome, Didn't think I could ever do that, but they kind of forced me to do it eventually. So anyway, that's where we're at. I will be putting out some videos. Uh, and like I said, I didn't really finish what I was saying about the upcoming campaign, but we're going to do character creations. I'm going to, as far as the MERP end goes, I'm going to do character creation. We're going to have sit downs with the players. We're going to try to record our sessions. I want to record every single thing that I do as far as um, putting sessions together. I want to record how I set up a journal, how I create a token, and take that token from the Word document, which is all that's going to be my next video actually. But I'm going to create a token in a Word document. Then I'm going to have a video showing you how I take that token from the Word document and save it to the desktop and drag it to a Roll20 screen, and then turn that into a token where I attach it to the journal for the player. um, Avatars are easy. Anybody can figure out how to do an avatar. You just pick a picture and that's your avatar. Um, I'm going to get into how I set up our journals. Um, each journal for each different system can be different. In fact, there could be another game master for Middle Earth role playing that does his entirely different. I just don't have, I don't know how to code really. I tried to start coding a couple years ago, and it's really hard to find the time to learn the coding, to do your your daily work, keeping up with everything else in real life, trying to run games. um, I don't think I'm ever going to quite get over that coding hump. I wish I had the time, I really do, but somewhere along the line I lost the time to commit to coding. But no one has coded a MERP um, character sheet for Roll20. Eventually, we are going to also get into something called Tabletop Simulator in Steam. But my subscription to Roll20 just renewed March the 3rd, so I'm sticking with Roll20 for at least another year, or at least another 11 months. But I'm going to slowly kind of learn this Steam thing, this tabletop simulator that looks fantastic, and we will eventually be switching over to that. Um, but I'm going to record the sessions. I'm going to record, at least in Roll20, how, because I do want to do a lot of recordings for Roll20 for anyone that uses Roll20 and needs help like I do and did. I still do, but it's so hard to find help that is simple help, if that makes any sense to any of you. A lot of times you go to a technician for help, and their brains are up here and my brain's down here, and I don't understand where they're coming from. So, and even like YouTube videos and forums and different documents that you read through, like the whole macro thing still kind of boggles my brain. I can't figure it all out. I have managed to figure out some of that macro stuff, um, but man, if I had to start over, I'd be in trouble. Um, but I wanna do some videos on the macros, at least what little bit I understand about the macros. So if anyone else is trying to learn Roll20 or learn how to do any of that, maybe it's another old guy out there like me. I mean, I a year ago, 2 years ago, I didn't even know what a macro was, honestly. But now I create macros for various skill checks that we do in Middle Earth role playing, and just all designed to make the game easier for the players that show up week after week. In a way, it's great because it makes it easier for everyone, kind of. Um, Instead of rolling dice and trying to add everything, it's just the macros kind of put everything there. You just answer a series of questions and then roll the dice, and everything gets added up. But in a way, it kind of gets away from teaching. So when we do start doing our sessions, I want to try to go slow in the beginning, and I'm going to also get my players to try to help me kind of slow it down sometimes and explain to the viewing audience what we're doing. Um, I definitely want to try to do some videos on this, because that's what a lot of people don't understand is you know how to put all that information together. It's For me, I don't understand um, what's hard about that book, but I've been fiddling around with that book since the mid 80s. I mean, I had it packed away for 17 years, but it's kind of like riding a horse. You don't, or a motorcycle. I mean, I wasn't on a motorcycle for probably close to 20 years, and then you got right back on there and down the road you go. So, you know, I kind of had to relearn the book a little bit, but I understand that some people don't understand what the book's trying to teach you, but I'll give it my best. I still learn things. I still pick things up from the book that I didn't know, for the last 30 years, 35 years. Every once in a while, I'll see something and I might interpret it differently than I have for the last 35 years. So it happens. And what I interpret one way, someone else might interpret another way. So I imagine once I start these videos, there's going to be somebody out there that maybe finally hits me with a dislike on a video and says, that's not the way you do this. Uh, and I'm sure that there are going to be people out there that don't do it the same way that I do it. Um, like I said, I don't know if I said it in this video. I said it before the cat bit my foot. Um, I don't think there's two GMs in the world that run the game exactly the same. I don't care what the system is. I don't care who the people are. You can have twin brothers, and they're just not going to run it exactly the same. There's just too much, too many nuances to the game that can be interpreted differently or just done differently. We all think differently too. Like, the whole, another thing I do, and I don't know if any other GM in the world does this, although I can't imagine somebody else out there hasn't thought of it, but I do actually allow stat points per level. So like each time somebody levels up, you can increase your stats, and we'll get into all that later. But that's just something I do. I never heard of another GM ever doing that, but I like the idea. It gives you a chance to increase your stats as you build up. I mean, I can't imagine somebody else hasn't thought of it. It's basically the same kind of thing you do in a video game where, like you're playing a Final Fantasy game or something and you level up and all of a sudden, okay, maybe your strength goes up a little bit, your agility goes up a little bit. Why not? So, but that's something I do different. A lot of GMs don't do. There are optional rules in the book that I do that others, that scared me. That's a game that I have running on the other monitor. It is Vikings War of the Clans, I think. I just started messing around with that last night. It's pretty addicting. Uh, if anybody out there plays that game, knows what it's about, and has anything like that for the PlayStation platform, please let me know, because other than Romance of the Three Kingdoms, I don't know of any other games that are like that where you kind of, and SimCity's a little bit different, but you build cities, build armies, you got to do farming and uh, gathering materials and stuff, paying people, feeding people, and all that kind. I kind of like stuff like that. Not that I really have a whole lot of time to mess around with that stuff, but you know, um, drop a post if you know of any PlayStation game, um, PS1 to PS4. I'd be more than happy to look for the game just to try it out. But anyway, again, I do apologize for waiting so long to get all this OBS stuff figured out. I'm just technologically, I'm an idiot. I'm old, and my brain don't work like it used to. And I get frustrated when I'm working on recording videos and everything seems to be going fine, and then you wake up the next day, you reboot your computer, and for who knows what reason, whatever worked yesterday doesn't work today. And I've had that happen just in the last couple days. I was recording things fine, uploading to YouTube a couple days ago. I mean, I spent last week, instead of working on my game, I worked on the OBS, trying to reinstall it, trying to watch videos, trying to read forums and tutorials and whatever, trying to figure out the settings. And I got it working and recorded some test videos. They recorded with sound, they uploaded to YouTube with sound. Everything worked perfect. And then I tried to record something earlier today, and I got a bunch of flickering. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, now that I remember, I was recording, everything recorded fine, and then I went to record a couple of those character creations. Don't know what happened. They didn't record with sound, and I can't figure out why it works one day and it doesn't work the next. Like I said, over the weekend, everything was recording fine, and then I tried to record today and I got a bunch of flickering, which I did have flickering on some of my videos last year, which is why I didn't upload some of the videos that I was trying. Like I said, I mean, I have tried to do videos and then something goes wrong and then I get frustrated because I can't figure out why. That's that game again. But hopefully I got everything figured out now. Hopefully this video works, and hopefully hopefully so does the next one, because I want to do a video next on uh, creating a token. So that'll be a pretty quick one. I did videos on the tokens before. I don't totally know if I have those public on my channel. I think there was one that was way longer than it needed to be. But the next one's going to be pretty quick. This video was just basically almost a half an hour of me rambling, trying to apologize for taking so long with everything, and thanking everyone for subscribing to the channel. Those of you who have, I'm excited that I'm getting close to 100. Maybe once I start posting some videos, maybe we can see that increase, and maybe I can figure out how to start streaming too. Although I'm not too sure I'm ready for that. I really, my skills are limited, and I will probably crumble under the pressure of feeling like I'm going live. I almost need that reassurance that if something goes wrong, I can hit stop and restart. But we'll see. I don't know about streaming just yet. I may not be too comfortable with that. Anyway, that's where we're at. I will be posting videos, and hopefully you will enjoy them. And again, I do apologize that it's taken me this long. I'm just, I'm no computer guru anymore. In fact, I don't know that I ever really was, no matter what anybody thought back in the 80s. Um, anyway, thank you for watching this video. This video is basically nothing important, just basically letting you know that videos are coming, and I will title those videos accordingly and try to keep them as short as possible, which is hard for me to do, but I'll do my best. Except for the sessions, they can be anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, um, and I hope when we start posting those, I hope that everyone enjoys them. Thank you very much for joining me for this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.